Russian force very close to Ukraine capital Kiev. President Zelensky accepted Putin's proposal, claimed Moscow. Day-long mass vaccination campaign has ended with the huge involvement of the people. This campaign will continue, said Health Minister. 8 more people died from coronavirus in the last 24 hours, and nearly 759 people tested positive. And 6 have been arrested for gang raping a student of Gopalganj, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman University of Science and Technology. Assalamu alaikum, welcome to Mytv News, and Fawzia Roshan with you in the newsroom today. Viewers are watching the headlines and I'm going to the details. Russian assaults on the Ukrainian capital Kiev have been met with fierce resistance. As the Ukrainian military says, it has fought off several attacks. The United States and European allies said Friday they were stepping up sanctions over Russia's invasion of Ukraine by adding measures directly targeting President Vladimir Putin and his foreign minister, putting diplomatic apples to one side as Russia's forces closed on Ukraine's capital. Besides, Russia voted a UN Security Council resolution on Friday that deplored in the strongest terms the country's aggression against Ukraine and demanded the immediate withdrawal of its troops. Zubair Rahman with more details.
The Russian military has launched a series of shelling operations in the capital Kiev following an attack on a military base. However, the Ukrainian military said in a statement that it had repelled the attack. Meanwhile, the Interfax Ukraine agency reported that Russian troops had tried to seize a power plant in Kiev. According to Reuters, the sound of artillery shelling is being heard all over the capital Kiev. It is yet to confirm the news of where the bombing took place in different cities. Russia seizes Ukraine's historic Chernobyl nuclear power plant. On the first day of the operation, the Russian military took control of this important nuclear facility. Besides, Ukraine has claimed around 450 soldiers have been killed in the previous 2 days' attack. Meanwhile, Russia has vetoed a draft resolution condemning Russia's attack on Ukraine in the UN Security Council. China, India, and the United Arab Emirates did not vote in favor of the resolution. The draft proposal could be raised in the UN General Assembly this time. After Russia's veto, US Ambassador Linda Thomas-Greenfield said Russia had abused its power and attacked its neighbor. They are destroying the international system of the United Nations and the United States. She called on member states to stand by Ukraine and its people.
Russia, you cannot veto this resolution.
On the other hand, protests are taking place across the country demanding an end to the war in Ukraine. The government has deployed a large number of police to prevent protesters in Moscow. At least 2,000 protesters have been arrested. Meanwhile, the price of crude oil in the international market immediately hiked after the start of the campaign in Ukraine. The price of crude oil has exceeded $100 per barrel, which is the highest since 2014. Benchmark West Texas Intermediate sells for $97.40 a barrel. Meanwhile, the Russian campaign in Ukraine had an impact on the global stock market. India's NSE Nifty index and Standard & Poor's BSE Sensex index declined. Shares in Asian stock markets also went down. Major European stock markets have also fallen.
Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky has accepted Russian President Vladimir Putin's proposal and is ready to negotiate a peace and a ceasefire. Zelensky's press secretary Sergei Nikiforov said on Saturday. According to Nikiforov, calculations and underway about the place and the time of the negotiations. The sooner talks begin, the more chances there will be to restore normal life, he noted. Russian Presidential Press Secretary Dmitry Peskov said earlier that Putin was ready to send a delegation to Minsk for talks with Ukraine. Later, he said that in response to the initiative to hold talks in the Belarusian capital city, the Ukrainian side suggested Moscow as a possible venue and still later lost contact. Former Senior Secretary Qazi Habibul Awal has been appointed as the new Chief Election Commissioner CEC. President Abdul Hamid appointed him as the CEC today. A gadget notification has been issued in this regard this afternoon. He was the former Senior Secretary of the Defense Ministry. Besides, 4 new election commissioners also appointed by the President. They are former District Judge Begum Rashida Sultana, Brigadier General retired Ahsan Habib Khan, former Senior Secretary Muhammad Alamgir, and former Senior Secretary Anisur Rahman. The day-long countrywide mass vaccination campaign began this morning, aiming to vaccinate 1 crore people with the first dose of COVID-19 jabs. The vaccination program started at 8 a.m. and it continued to 3 p.m. A total of 30,000 vaccination booths set up across the country alongside mobile inoculation centers from city corporations to union levels. There where 145,000 health workers was engaged for vaccination. A total of 60 mobile vaccination centers immobilized at each zone of Borishal, Sylhet, Kumilla and Mamansingh, while 25 mobile vaccination centers will extend the inoculation services at Khulna, Rajshahi, Chattogram and Rangpur. A total of 19 crore 50,81,035 doses of COVID-19 vaccine, including booster dose, will administered till February 25, 2020 across the country. Health Minister Zahid Malik has said that the first dose of coronavirus vaccine will continue. He said this after visiting the vaccination center of Garpara Union Parishad of Maniganj, Shodrupur Zilla today. The minister said there was no reason to fear. The first and the second dose along with the booster doses would continue and said we have enough vaccine in stock. According to its need, government will provide vaccines. 1 crore vaccination activities are underway today. 8 more people died from coronavirus and 759 newly contracted the virus in the past 24 hours. With this, the total fatalities and infections rose to 29,024 and 19,41,305 respectively. A health director press release today. As many as 18,375 samples were collected and 18,305 tested in the past day. During the period, 7,343 more patients recovered from the illness, taking the total number of recoveries to 18,425. There is a deep conspiracy to disrupt the security system of Bangladesh through the Pilkal killings. BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir made the remark at a discussion meeting at the Dhaka Reporters Unity today. The BNP Secretary General also said that the army should have been sent to quell the BDR immunity, mentioning that the Prime Minister has tried to resolve the issue through talks. Mirza Fakhrul said that the conspiracy was hatched so that BDR members could not take a bold role in protecting the border and the country. Six people have been arrested for gang raping a student of Gopalganj Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman University of Science and Technology. The RAB raided various places in Gopalganj Shodor yesterday and arrested them. This was informed at a press conference in the media wing of the RAB at noon. Kondokar Al Moin, commander of the RAB's Law and Media branch, said 2 students, including the victim, were walking from Nobibag in Gopalganj town of the night of February 23rd. At one stage of the street fight, the accused picked up a student and raped her. Bangladesh Meteorological Department today predicted through its bulletin that weather may remain dry with a temporary partly cloudy sky over the country. Besides, light fog may occur at places over the river basins of the country during early morning, said the Met Office in a release issued this morning. Meanwhile, night temperature may remain nearly unchanged and the day temperature may rise slightly over the country. Viewers, about to the end of the headlines once again. Russian forces are very close to Ukraine capital Kiev. President Zelensky accepted Putin's proposal, claimed Moscow. Day-long massive vaccination campaign has ended with a huge involvement of the people. This campaign will continue, said Health Minister. 8 more people died from coronavirus in the last 24 hours. Newly 759 people tested positive. 6 have been arrested for gang raping a student of Gopalganj Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman University of Science and Technology. In the Christchurch test, New Zealand was 157 by 5 wickets in reply to the protest's solid first innings of 364. That's all from our newsroom for now. Thanks for being with us. To join with My TV News online, visit YouTube/mytvbd news. And to watch all our programs, visit YouTube/mytvbangla, Facebook/mytvbangla. Our next bulletin will be telecast in Bangla at 7:30 p.m. Don't forget to join with us. Till then, stay connected. Viewers, be careful to prevent coronavirus and follow the hygiene rules. Allah Hafiz.